Hey guys, how's it going? Brandon here and welcome back you guys to another Pokemon Team Builder. Today we're continuing on our reimagined, remastered team builders, this time jumping over to Generation 5, Unova, however you want to say it, starting with Oshawott, Duot and Samurott. Now of course, before we get this team builder underway, quick disclaimer to say this is opinion based. If you want to change anything about the teams, then go ahead and do so. I'm also giving you just a rough basis of what I think is good, what is viable. There is so much good stuff in Unova that it's actually scary. So there are plenty of Pokemon that aren't included in these teams that very much fit into them. We will go over those, of course, in the alternative sections of each of them. But before we get into this, let's quickly move over to our HM slaves. What makes the HMs unique in Unova is actually you only need Cut to get through the game, which is the Cut tree in the Dream Yard to progress the story. What I would recommend for this is getting the monkey at the end of the Dream Yard. In this case, of course, it's Pansy because you get the monkey that you are strong against with your starter. Everything else is really optional. Of course, we like to have Surf on the water types and stuff like that for extra damage. But I like to get Ducklet, Surf, Fly and Dive. It's going to be the Flyer for this team as well. If you want to go full out, I recommend grabbing Tortuga, the Plume Fossil, if I remember correctly. They can do Strength, Surf, Waterfall and Dive. Alright then, so let's get into this. First up, of course, we have our starter, which is going to be Samurott. Also, just ignore the shiny sprites on the screen. They're the only ones past Generation 4 that are really nice HD quality, so they're the ones I'm going to use. So if the Pokemon look a bit funny, that's why. This time around, of course, Samurott, I've gone with a special / mixed attacking Samurott. The movesets are great in Generation 5. It's why Black 2, White 2 is probably more popular than Black and White. Some of the most popular moves in the game are post-game. I know in the original team builders I went up until Alder. This time around I'm only going to Getsus. So if there's anything that's past a certain level, I've not used it because we're only going up to Getsus' Ace, which is Reimagined, which I think is like 56, roughly around that level. So if there's anything above them or post-game, it's not in the team builder. So the perfect example I'm going to say now is Earthquake is on none of the Pokemon in any of the team builders because it is post-game. So Surf, Blizzard, Megahorn, Grass Knot, Naive Nature this time, so we're not lowering any attacks because it's base 100 in both. Really nice. I've gone with the up speed nature, it's 70, so just boost that speed up a little bit, utilize the really high attack stats and just hit hard. This thing has decent bulk as well, 70 defenses, 85 defense, 95 HP. It's surprisingly bulky, surprisingly can take a hit. I've lowered the special defense more than anything because you're weak to grass and electric, which are primarily special type attacks. You can run into obviously physical things like Spark and Razor Leaf and stuff like that, but 9 times out of 10 it's going to be a special attacker, so swap into something else to take that special hit and resist the electric or the grass type move, just to take it. Obviously we get Oshawott as our starter at the start of the game. The alternatives I've done for this, of course, are the other 2 starters because those are your other 2 choices for your starter, but the other water type alternative I've given is Seismitoad because I normally like to run a mixed Seismitoad going through this game. Normally something like Surf, Earthquake if it learns it by level up. I think it does actually. Sludge Bomb, Drain Punch sort of thing. Torrent ability because you won't get hidden abilities yet. This thing's loved. You guys love this thing. This thing won the vote for what you guys wanted to see first in terms of the team builders. It's the one that I'm giving you first because it's the one that you guys seem to like the most. It's very popular. Both the old team builders for Samurott are both also very popular. You guys love this thing. I think it's the love for Oshawott that gets it over the board. Honestly, I think it's one of the most. I think it's a cult classic when it comes to the starters. I think people love Oshawott. Of course, Surf, Stab, Megahorn, Blizzard and Grass Knot all just for a bit of coverage. Take on other water types with Grass Knot. Megahorn, just again a bug type move. Why not? Bug is very good against the Elite Four as well with Psychic and Dark. Blizzard again, grass types, Dragons as well. Late game, so this thing just throughout the entire game does absolutely what it says on the tin. What it's supposed to do. A really solid start. It's our first team member. It is Samurott. On to Pokemon number 2 then, you guys, and I've gone with Mashana. Very much sense of it does pretty much just sit in front of anything, clicks Calm Mind and just wins. I mean, it's the very common strategy of setup in game is very, very good, very popular, very doable. The only thing that lets this thing down, of course, is its lowered speed, but you don't need to worry about that because this thing has base 116 HP and very good defenses, plus Calm Mind boosts, plus potions. You can sweep multiple gym leaders with this thing. just through having fun alone. Psychic, Calm Mind, Shadow Ball, Charge Beam. Like I said, Shadow Ball's going to do really nice against 2 of the Elite Four members. Calm Mind, it learns via level up. Calm Mind is normally a TM, which is post game, but luckily Muna loves it via level up. So make sure you get Calm Mind on your Muna before you evolve it. I think it comes before or after Psychic, one of the two. But once you get those two moves, you can then evolve it. Shadow Ball via TM and then Charge Beam via TM. Charge Beam's also nice for hitting water types, flying types, other things like that throughout the game, and it gives you a chance to boost that special attack again, which makes this thing hit even harder. Of course, we've gone with the Modest Nature, minus that physical attack, which is 55, so don't worry about it. Already boost that base 107 special attack, which is really, really, really nice. Moonstone you can get early on in the game. I think you find some Moonstones in use the Dowsing Machine. Gen 5's Dowsing Machine is literally godsend sort of thing. Ability wise, Synchronize instead of Telepathy. Synchronize is just better. If something paralyzes you, poisons you, obviously you reflect it back. The alternatives this time around: Siglith, Reuniclus, Gothitelle. Reuniclus and Gothitelle are both version exclusives. Depending on your game, you can get either or. Both very, very good. Hit very, very hard. Very much do the same sort of thing as Mashana does, maybe a little bit better, some could argue, because it's not a Stone Evolution. Or the main one, which is in all the games, which is Siglith, one of my favourite underrated Pokemon that comes out of Generation 5. Very good special attacker, very good stats, very good speed, very good attack, decent defences. Of course, the location for finding Muna is the Dream Yard, so you get it just after the first gym, after you get cut. So I recommend that you use the monkey to help you get through the first gym. Use Leer a few times on the monkey, maybe weaken it a little bit. Bring in your Oshawott to finish off the Pan Sage against Silent, and then obviously use the monkey to cut to get to Dream Yard. Then you can catch your Muna, and then you've got your 2 mons to go ahead and get on throughout the game. This thing's criminally underrated. Psychic types in this game are really, really good. It's a really nice type to have just throughout the game. Covers a lot of things. The fighting types, sort of stuff like that. Again, good against so many of the Elite Four. Again, good against. So it's very good against its own Psychic, because you can set up on Caitlyn, and obviously then you can set up on Marshall as well. So 2 mons straight away that are going to be covering a lot of bases, that are going to do good damage late game, and you get early on enough that they do well throughout the game as well. Very solid team member. It's our second team member. It's Mashana. On to Pokemon number 3 then, you guys, and we have my absolute favourite Pokemon to come out of Generation 5. We have Levania. I don't know what it is. I don't know why. I just fell in love with this thing all those years ago when I first played through Black and White. It's absolute beast. Competitively, don't touch this thing. But I don't know why. In-game, design-wise, I just love this thing. I don't know why it's one of my favourite mons. It just is. I really, 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 really love this thing. And my thing of not duplicating typings really hits me hard in Generation 5, because there's so many good bug types in this game. So many good bug types to come out of Generation 5, it's ridiculous. Of course, we've gone with physical Levani, because why would you want to touch a special Levani? Honestly, just don't do it. You find one in Pinwheel Forest, of course. That is once you go into Pinwheel Forest, which is after the second gym. Of course, with Leaf Blade, X-Scissor, both stab, hard-hitting moves. Really good high chance to crit as well. So if you can get a scope lens on this thing, you will crit so often that you won't even notice like how often you're critting, because it'll be so often you'll just be like, oh, it's got crit. Poison Jab, nice bit of coverage. Swords Dance, like I mentioned before, setup is really nice in this game. Yes, Levani is weak to a lot of things. 4 times weak to flying, 4 times weak to fire, weak to things like poison and a load of other stuff as well. But if you can set up, if you can get an SD up, Adamant base 103 physical attack is, if this thing's going to hit hard plus crits, it's just going to do the absolute work. Base 92 speed means we don't need to run Jolly, because 92 speed is more than enough. Obviously we get Swadloon at level 20, and then Happiness to get Levani. There's actually somewhere in Castelia City where you can get massages done, so I've actually got a Levani before fighting Berg before, and beat his own Levani with my own Levani, because Bug is super effective against Grass. So that works there. Swarm ability as well, so if you get this thing down to red health, X's is going to be doing that extra just amount of damage to do even more damage and even more crits and just all that sort of stuff. In terms of alternatives this time around, like I said, so many good bug types in this game. The special alternative for this, of course, is Galvantula, very good special bug type. If you want a different physical bug type, you can get Scolipede in Pinwheel Forest as well. You can get Venipede in Pinwheel Forest. If you want a physical grass type, the other option for this, of course, is Ferrothorn, very good physical attacking grass type. An absolutely amazing Pokemon. I feel like it's very overlooked because of how many weaknesses it does have. I'm not going to deny the amount of weaknesses this thing has. Like, yes, they're there. But for my opinion, I like this thing way too much to overlook it. If you guys want to swap out things for Scolipede or Ferrothorn or Maractus or Lilligant or Whimsicott, whatever grass types you want to use, I would completely understand. Me personally, I'm going to go with Levani because it's absolutely fantastic. I love it. It's our third team member. It is Levani. On to Pokemon number 4 then, you guys, and a fan and cult favourite out of Generation 5. Did someone say really, really strong Pokemon? We have Crocodile. I have said in the past how in-game this thing is stupid good. I mean, competitively this thing is stupid good. It's just that good. Earthquake, Crunch, Rockstar, Dragonclaw as the moveset, of course, ground, dark types. We've got Stab, Earthquake, which it learns via level up. So Earthquake before post game because it learns it via level up, thank God. Crunch is really hard hitting dark type move, of course, chance to lower defense as well. Rock Slide for a bit of coverage, why not? Dragonclaw, you know I love me a bit of unstabbed dragon coverage because why the hell not? Adamant Nature, they've already boosted up that base 117 physical attack because base 92 is enough speed in game that you don't need to be worried about outspeeding other things. Of course, you get Sandarm Route 4 in the Desert Resort sort of area, Crocorock at 29, and then Crocodile at 40. This thing just does so much work throughout the game, gets really hard hitting stab moves while you're using it throughout the game as well. So by the time you get those 4 move slots, that this thing is just doing the absolute damage. And to add insult into injury, this thing gets Moxie, which every time you kill something, you get +1 in attack, which is already, like I mentioned before, base 117. So this thing starts just doing more and more damage. That it's so good. Like I said, there's so many good Pokemon that come out of Generation 5. So many good Pokemon. Alternatives for this time around, of course. Excadrill is a very popular fan favourite as well. I was crucified for not putting Excadrill in at least one of the team builders before. Hard-hitting ground type, of course. Another hard-hitting physical ground type you can go with is Golurk a little bit later on. But Ground Ghost, so you're still in that sort of area. Like I mentioned, Dark's very good against the Elite Four. Good against Caitlyn, good against Chantel. Caitlyn gets absolutely destroyed by this team, by the way. Absolutely destroyed by this team. It's hilarious. Just watch out for Marshall. And you can do some work against Grimsley with Crook if you set up some Earthquakes, get some damage in. And then finally, the physical Dark type that I've gone with as a possible replacement is Scrafty, because again, Scrafty's typing of Fighting Dark does really well in this game. Really well. And it's the one Mon that didn't actually go on any of these teams that is probably the first priority to go on one of the teams as a replacement. So if any of you guys in the comments you want to replace and you don't know what to replace, I'm going to recommend Scrafty a lot because it just does absolute work. And also another Mon that gets Moxie, because Moxie in-game is Moxie just in general is just really good. Yeah, absolutely fantastic Pokemon. If you've never used a Crocodile in Generation 5 before, you are missing out. But I have a very strong feeling that a lot of you have used Crook before, and you will use Crook again because it is that good. It is our 4th team member. He's awesome. It is Crocodile. From an absolutely physical attacking monster to an absolute dominating special attacking monster, Pokemon number 5, you guys. We have Chandelure. The only thing that lets me down about Chandelure in this game is its level up moveset. It's the one thing that I will say, okay, it does let it down a tiny little bit, but base 145 special attack, Modest Nature is dumb. You can run Timid if you want to. I understand why you would want to run Timid this time around. But yeah, this thing is unbelievable. This thing hits so freaking hard. A lot of people go, why do you get Psychic post-game? Why do you get Energy-Ball post-game? Again, I'm aware. Don't yell at me in the comments for not giving this thing Energy Ball when it's a post-game move. I fully understand what I'm doing. Shadow Ball, Flamethrower, Will-O-Wisp, Hex. You can go for the Will-O-Wisp Hex sort of strategy. If you've got some hard-hitting physical attackers in front of you and you want to burn them and then Hex them to death, that's more than capable. If you just want to hit something really hard, you have Shadow Ball and Flamethrower. Pretty standard stuff. You can catch Litwick in the Celestial Tower just after the battle against Skylar, or you can get it beforehand if you need to. Like I said, in terms of stats, this thing isn't awful. Base 80 speed, I say 80 is the minimum for not wanting to run like Timid, Jolly, that sort of stuff. Any speed boosting nature is 80 is the minimum. 90 defenses is decent, but obviously that HP lets it down a little bit. Never run a physical attack on this thing, it's base 55, and 145 special attack is great. Litwick to Lampent at 41, and then Lampent to Chandelier with a Duskstone. You get a Duskstone after the last gym or on the route just before Victory Road, if my memory serves me correct. With the ability, you can either get Flash Fire or Flame Body. You don't really want to be taking a physical attack, so I prefer Flash Fire. Also, you have Will-O-Wisp already, so you don't really need to be hoping for the burn if something hits you, because you already have Will-O-Wisp, and you don't want to get outsped. They hit you, they get the burn, you've clicked Will-O-Wisp that turn, and you've just wasted a turn. So I always prefer Flash Fire to bring in against fire types as well. Nice little counter. In terms of our alternatives, Kofag and Golurk, so a special attacking and then a physical attacking Ghost, and then a physical attacking Ghost is Dharm. The only two real main fire types you should use in this game, well, I should say three, are Embor, Chandelure, and Darmanitan. Like, they're literally the three fire types that really should be used. Anything else is just sort of a meme. Simisear, Heatmor, those sort of guys are a bit of a meme. But yeah, this thing's fantastic, and if you've never used one of these things before, you are missing out, because even though it's just a Chandelier, it hits like an absolute truck and is a fantastic Pokemon. It's our 5th team member. It is Chandelure. On to the final team member then, you guys, and can I quickly say before we get into this, one of the best shiny Pokemon ever. Black shinies are just god tier shiny Pokemon. But we have our last team member. It is going to be Haxorus. Again, another mon that I got absolutely crucified in the comment section before in the last time for not adding to this team. And I understand why. This thing is busted as all hell. Base 147 physical attack. 97 speed, which is really good for in-game, and gets Dragon Dance via level up quite early on as well, I'd quite say. It gets Dragon Claw, Dragon Dance like as a fracture, maybe Dragon Claw as an Axew. Like, it gets it really, really low on. Rock Slide to cover the weaknesses of Ice, Poison Jab. We don't have a Poison type, so I've put Poison Jab on the Vanny, and Haxorus just a bit of coverage. Decent defenses, base 90 defense is nice, 76 HP is fine, 70 special defense is fine, like, it's all good. Of course, you go to the Mistralton Cave after you get Surf, so you can get this thing straight away as soon as you get Surf. Get the Axew and then Diffraction at 38, and then a Haxorus at 48. Mold Breaker ability as well, so you just ignore people's abilities if they have them, if that's going to be a problem. Yeah, this thing is really, 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 really solid. One of the best in-game mons for Generation 5 period that you can get. It's easy to obtain, it's easy to level up, it's easy to use because of how strong it is. And you will just run through things. You click Dragon Dance, it's pretty much game. +1 at 147 physical attack is nothing to be like shy upon. It's just so good. The alternatives that I've given, of course, Hydra. This is and sort of isn't an alternative in the sense of you actually can't really get Hydra until post game because of the level cap. If you want to train up your Zweilous to get a Hydra, then fine, like, go for it. The other option I've given is Druddigon. Druddigon's actually underrated in my opinion. I've used it before and it does what it needs to do. It clicks stab dragon type moves and does a lot of damage because it also gets sheer force. So yeah, it does a lot of damage. And then finally I've gone with Mienshao. There's not another dragon to recommend for you guys to use. So a late game-ish physical attacker with really high attack stat, Mienshao. Really solid mon. Really nice coverage as well. Can use things like Poison Jab, High Jump Kick, Rock Slide. Sort of does the same sort of thing. Adamant Nature, really quick, really hits hard. Does the same sort of thing. Obviously, just different stab type moves. And a fighting type's never bad to have on the team. This thing's fantastic. It's an amazing dragon. It sometimes gets overlooked because of how good Hydreigon is. But you need a really solid physical attacker. This thing's going to do the absolute bill. So it's our final team member. It is Haxorus. But I normally swap over to another slide. That's going to be it for today's video. You guys know end slide for you, like I said, with the new way that we're doing the team builders at the moment, just so you guys get the most watch time out as possible, because that helps me out. And you want another way to help me out, is what you can do is you can do me a massive favour and smash the hell out of that like button for me. Share it on all your socials, join our Discord, all the links that you need to everything is in the description. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I reply to as many comments as humanly possible. You know my favourite thing about YouTube is interacting with you guys. Let me know your alternatives, let me know your changes, let me know what you liked, let me know what you didn't like. If you didn't like something, I'm probably going to argue with you about it. But remember, it's just a bit of banter and it's just a bit of laugh. Whatever you want to use is completely up to you. But with that being said, you guys, I'm going to get out of here. Hope you enjoyed this episode of the Team Builders. We'll be back next time with Embor or Superior. We'll have to wait and see whatever one that is. If you want to get notified for that, of course, turn the notifications on or join the Discord to get notified every time we go live or upload a video. I'm just rambling on now. I will see you guys next time. Peace!